Good afternoon to one and all. I am R.V. Kiran, Assistant Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering. Today in this video lecture, I am going to explain you about the types of tolerance systems. So I am going to explain you from the basic of tolerance system. So what is meant by tolerance system, where they are used, and what are the different types of tolerance system used in the manufacturing system and the measurement. This is my fifth lecture regarding to the subject metrology. So in earlier classes, we have discussed about the types of basis system, that is hole basis and shaft basis system, selective assembly and interchangeability. So these are all comes under the system of limits and feeds. So now we are going to see the tolerance system. So what is meant by tolerance system? So to satisfy the ever increasing demand for the accuracy, the parts have to be produced with less dimensional variation. So you have to see the accuracy there. With the help of the high accuracy points, you have to be less dimensional variation. So this refers to satisfy the increasing demand for the accuracy. And hence, the labor and the machinery required to manufacture a part has become more expensive, because when we are producing a product with higher accuracy and with less dimensional variation, you have to equip the skilled labor, and you need also be to equip the high precise machinery which is required to manufacture a part has become accurate. So this all comes under the accurate machinery only. And it is also essential for the manufacturer to have an in-depth knowledge of the tolerances. So they need to know about what is a tolerance and what are the tolerance system and what are the different types of tolerances used for a manufacturer to keep the parts economically, but at the same time it is also used to other to quality and reliability aspects. So these are all the conditions you need to know about the tolerance system of a manufacturer. So these all comes under this. And we know that it is not possible to precisely manufacture components to a given dimension because of the inherent inaccuracies of the manufacturing process. So generally we are doing a mass production system. So generally when you want a precise part or a precise product or accurate product, you need to done with the batch production system only. So you do not go to the mass production system, you need to go to the batch production system only. So that type of manufacturing process is used in these tolerance systems when we use the selective assembly. So we in the earlier classes we have discussed about the interchangeability and selective assembly. So when you want to design a product with the high accuracy, you need to go to the selective assembly only. You need not to go to the interchangeability, which has less accurate than the selective assembly process. And the components are manufactured in the accordance with the permissible tolerance limits, and these are suggested by the designer, which is the quality of the product to facilitate interchangeable manufacture. So these tolerance limits has to be very precise when you are using in the selective assembly system, but it has the permissible tolerance limits which is suggested by the designer to facilitate the interchangeable manufacture only. So where we are taking the interchangeable manufacturing only, and the permissible limits of these variations in the dimensions have to be specified by the designer in a logical manner. So it have to be in the logical manner, which is giving due to considerations to the functional requirements. So these limits of variations comes under the functional requirements only, and the choice of the tolerance is also governed by the other factors such as manufacturing process, cost, and standardization. So when you are choosing the high amount of tolerance, you need to put some cost or you need to put some money on this system, or you have to develop the production cost of the manufacturing process. So you have to increase the production cost of the manufacturing process also. So these are all comes under the choice of tolerances. And these tolerance can be defined as the magnitude of permissible variation of a dimension or other measured value or control criterion from the specified value. So these are all comes under the permissible variation only, and it also can be defined as the total variation permitted in the size of a dimension and is the algebraic difference between the upper and lower acceptable dimensions. So it can also be defined as the upper and lower acceptable dimensions difference. So that is the called as an absolute value. So these absolute value can be defined as the difference between the upper and lower acceptable dimensions. So these are all schemes under the tolerances only. And the choice of selecting these tolerance to a limited extent may be influenced and determined by the factors such as methods of tooling and available manufacturing equipment. So these available manufacturing equipment can be influenced by the tolerance system, which is due to the effect of manufacturing cost and raise the accuracy of the product. And the industry follows certain approved accuracy standards such as ANSI. So ANSI means American National Standards Institute, and ASME, American Society for Mechanical Engineers, to manufacture the different parts. But here we are highly using the ASME quality only, ASME approved quality only. That is American Society for Mechanical Engineers. So that is the Basic Institute for Testing of the Mechanical Systems. Next, we need to consider the maximum and minimum metal conditions. So that is called as MMC, sorry, MML and MMC. So let us consider a shaft here having a dimension of 40 mm plus or minus 0.05 mm, that is upper deviation and the lower deviation. And the maximum metal limit of the shaft will have a dimension of 40.05 mm. That is the upper limit, because at the higher limit the shaft will have the maximum possible amount of metal, that is in the upper limit. So upper limit is also called as higher limit also. The shaft will have the maximum possible amount of metal. The shaft will have the least possible amount of metal at the lower limit of 39.95 mm, that is in the lower limit, and in this limit of shaft it is known as minimum or least metal limit, that is LML. So maximum metal limit means MML, that is 40.05 mm, and least metal limit is LML, which is the lowest metal limit. So here you can see it in the picture also. Maximum and minimum metal conditions of the mating parts, that is the core head shaft. So this is the required hole and this is the shaft here, and they have some tolerance here, and this is absolutely a clearance fit. So the basic size of the shaft is smaller than the basic size of the hole. So that is the clearance fit. So the maximum material limit of the hole is greater than the maximum material limit of the shaft. So that is observed here. So for the shaft, this is the maximum material limit, and this one is the lower material limit, less material limit. And for the hole, the maximum material limit is observed here, and the less material limit is observed here. Similarly, consider a hole having a dimension of 45 plus or minus 0.05 mm. So the hole will have a maximum possible amount of metal at a lower limit of 44.95 mm, and the lower limit of the hole is designated as mml. So we are taking it as the lower limit conditions. So 45 minus 0.05 mm, that is 44.95 mm, it is taken as maximum material limit for the hole. And when a hole is drilled in a component, minimum amount of material is removed at the lower limit size of the hole. So this lower limit of the hole is also known as maximum material limit of the hole. The higher limit of the hole will be the lower minute material limit. So it can be varied for the shaft and hole. And at a higher limit of 45.05 mm, the hole will have the least possible amount of metal. So it will have the least possible amount of metal. And last one, the maximum and minimum metal conditions are shown in the figure. So in this figure only. So these tolerance can be classified into different types that is seen in the classification of tolerance. That is unilateral tolerance system, bilateral tolerance system, compound tolerance system, and the geometric tolerance system. But here we can consider the first two types only. That is the unilateral tolerance system and the bilateral tolerance system. So only two types of tolerance systems have been observed here, basic upon the tolerance system. So the compound tolerance system has seen in the picture, you can see it in the picture, the upper limit on the lower limit of the size. And for the geometric tolerances, tolerance are specified to indicate the actual size or dimension of a feature, such as the hole or shaft. And in order to manufacture these components more accurately with minimum dimensional variations, the manufacturing abilities or the facilities and the labor required become more cost and intensive. So the labor charges are very high according to the geometric tolerance system when it is used. So this does not apply for the industry purpose. Hence, it is essential for the manufacturer to have an in-depth knowledge of these tolerance systems to manufacture quality and reliable components economically. So we need to manufacture the components with reliable factors and economic. And next, in fact, depending on the application at the end of the product, precision is engineered selectively. So then we have to shape the product precisely. Therefore, apart from considering the actual size, other geometrical dimensions such as roundness and straightness of a shaft have to be considered while manufacturing components. So these have to be manufactured in the straightness of the shaft, which is leveled in the basic geometric dimensions only, that is by the roundness and straightness of the shaft. And these tolerances specified should also encompass such variations. However, it is difficult to combine all errors of roundness, straightness, and a diameter within a single tolerance on the diameter. So generally, these geometrical tolerance is defined as a total amount that the dimension of a manufactured part can vary. So the geometric dimensions of a part can be varied from the geometric tolerance. So it should be varied in some parts of a manufactured part. And these geometric tolerances underlies the importance of the shape of a feature as against its size. So this method is frequency used in the industries that depending upon the functional requirements, that is on diameter, straightness and roundness may be specified separately. So the total dimensions of the product can be varied separately. So that is can be precisely separately in its feature. So first of all, first one is the unilateral tolerance system. So in the unilateral tolerance system, when the tolerance distribution is on only on one side of the basic size. So when you tolerance system is only one side of the basic size, either positive or negative, but not the in the both conditions. So that type of tolerance system is used in the unilateral tolerance system. So when the tolerance distribution is only on one side of the basic size only. So here you can see it in the picture. The basic size is taken as 40 mm, and these are the extended tolerance. So these are the extended tolerance on one side only. So A and B pictures is clearly visible that it is extended on only one side of the object only. So that is either positive or in the negative side, but not on the both sides. But in the unilateral tolerance, this is the zero line which is seen in the blue color, and this is the shaft which is fixed to the hole, and this is the tolerance system. So this is the tolerance zone, also called as tolerance zone. And second one is the, this is the zero line, and there is some gap that is called the clearance or tolerance, and this is the lower limit and the upper limit of the shaft. So in the two cases, you can see the different types of tolerance zones. So in the first one, the tolerance zone is attached to the basic size, that is the zero line. And in the second one, the tolerance zone is not even attached to the zero line. It is not attached to the zero line. So in the first one, we can take it as 50 plus or minus 0.000 and minus 0.060. So that is on the negative side only. So the tolerance is on the negative side, that is only on one side of the product only. But in the second one, you can see the tolerance zone 50 minus 0.070 and minus 0.110. So that is on two times. So you can take it as double minus there. So that is of two ones, that is 50 minus 0.070 and 50 minus 0.110. So these are the another two examples which is on the positive side of the zero line, that is above zero line. So here this is the shaft fitted, this is the zero line. So this is the tolerance zone, that is 50 plus 0.040, and in the negative side 50 minus 0.00. And the second one, you can see the limit extended, so that the tolerance zone is extended to the above zero line. So 50 plus 0.070 and 50 plus 0.030. So this is the 50 plus 0.030, and this is the area of 50 plus 0.070. So by considering these both positive areas, we are taking the unilateral tolerances system. So these are the two examples for both positive and negative ones. And second type of tolerance system is bilateral tolerance system. So when the tolerance distribution lies on either side of the basic size, that is on the two sides of the basic size, it is called as bilateral tolerance system. And when it is distributed on the upper side and lower side of the basic size. So you can see it in the picture. Here also I am taking the two examples. So first one is the zero line and the deviation is on the both sides. The upper on the upper side 0.020, that is on the positive area, and minus 0.040 is the negative area, but it is on the two sides, that is the tolerance zone. We can see it in the picture. And in the second one, we are taking another example which is equally distributed. So the tolerance zone is equally distributed on the above and below of the basic size. That is plus 0.020 and minus 0.020. And it is not necessary that zero line will divide the tolerance zone equally on both sides. It may be equal or unequal. So మనకి కరెక్ట్ గా హాఫ్ లోకి కట్ చేయాలన్న రూల్ ఏం లేదమ్మా మనకి. సో టూ సైడ్స్ లో అంటే బేసిక్ సైజ్ కి అప్పర్ లిమిట్ లో కానీ లోవర్ లిమిట్ లో ఎటైనా కూడా మనకి డీవియేట్ అవ్వచ్చు. సో టాలరెన్స్ అనేది డిస్ట్రిబ్యూట్ అవ్వచ్చు అన్నమాట. సో మనకి ఈక్వల్ జోన్ లోనే ఉండాలన్న రూల్ ఏం లేదు. సో పైన ఎక్కువ ఉండొచ్చు, కింద ఎక్కువ ఉండొచ్చు, బట్ బోత్ సైడ్స్ అనేవి వాటిలో both sides రెండు కూడా మనకి distribution అనేది అయి ఉండాలి. So that type of distribution tolerance system lies on either side of the basic size and it is called as bilateral tolerance system. So that is the bilateral tolerance system. Third one is the compound tolerance system. And the tolerance for the dimension RE is determined by the combined effects of the tolerance on 40 mm dimensions, on 60 degrees and 20 mm dimensions. So here in the compound tolerance system, you can vary the both the angle, that is the angle and the length. So here we are taking the 60 degrees as the angle position and 20 mm as the length position. So 60 degrees plus or minus 2 degrees and 20 mm plus or minus 0.1 mm. And we are taking the tolerance on 40 mm. So it is 40 plus or minus 0.02 mm on 60 degrees and 20 mm dimensions. So this is for the compound tolerance system. So when we are taking the all values on one dimension, that type of elements can be seen in the compound tolerance only. Next one is the geometric tolerance. So these geometric dimensioning and tolerancing is a method of defining parts based on how they function using standard symbols. So by using these standard symbols, we are going to define the parts and what are the function they are doing in defining the standards and tolerance zones. So by using the standard symbols only, so that is in the classification of geometric tolerance. So these diameters of the cylinders need be concentric with each other. For proper fit, it will be between the two cylinders and both the center lines to be in a line. So both the centers to be in a line, that is the hole and the shaft. So this is the hole and this is the shaft. So they having two different centers. So but the both the centers to be in a same line. So that is the geometric tolerance, and this information is represented in the feature control frame. That is the this is the box which is called as feature control frame, and the dimensions are in the feature control box frame only. And these feature control frame comprises of three boxes. So you can see it in the picture also, 1, 2, and 3 boxes. In the first box on the left side, this indicates the feature to be controlled. So what are the feature to be controlled, and which is represented by symbolically. So which is represented symbolically, that is be it a square or a rectangle or a circle or an ellipse. So these are the generally represented symbols. So here example is concentricity, there is an ellipse. You can see it in the picture also. And center box defines the or indicates the distance between the two cylinders. So these distance between two cylinders can be identified by in the center box. Centers cannot be apart by more than 0.01 mm tolerance only. So this distance cannot be obtained more than 0.01 mm. And in the third box, it indicates that the datum is with x. So what is the distance of the x? What is the length of the x can be seen in the third box. So these are the three types of boxes in the feature control frame of the geometric tolerance system. So you can see the symbolic representations of this geometric tolerance system. First one is the straightness characteristic, and the definition is controls the extent of deviation for a feature from a straight line. So these feature can be obtained from a straight line, and the symbol is a thick straight line. You can see it in the picture also. A thick straight line can be used as the symbol for the straightness. Second one is the circularity. So this exercises the control on the extension of deviation of a feature from a perfect circle. So this is symbolized by a circle for the circularity. And third one is the flatness. So that is the three-dimensional flatness. It controls the extension of deviation of a feature from a flat plane. So what is the deviation according to that plane? This can be seen in the flatness box or flatness feature. So the symbol for the flatness can be seen in the picture as a parallelogram. So the symbol of a parallelogram can be seen or represented by the flatness. Next one is the cylindricity. So it controls the extent of deviation of a feature from a perfect cylinder. So this cylindricity can be seen in the circular box, that is in the elliptical manner between two straight lines, two parallel and straight lines. Next one is the profile of a line. This is two-dimensional. This also controls the extent of deviation of an outline of a feature from the true profile. From the true profile, you can see the two-dimensional variations. And profile of a surface. Next one is the profile of a surface. This exercises the control on the extent of deviation of a surface from the true profile character. True profile character. It can be seen in the semicircular position, same as the manner of a profile of a line. Next one is the perpendicularity. It exercises the control on the extent of deviations of a surface, axis, or plane from a 90-degree angle position. So we all know that the symbol of a perpendicularity, that is the intersection between two perpendicular lines, which is of 90-degree angle, that is the right angle triangle. So you can see it in the picture. Next one is the parallelism for the three-dimensional position. This controls the extent of deviations of a surface in which axis or plane from an orientation parallel to the specified datum line. That is the parallel lines to be observed. This is called as parallelism for the three-dimensional activity. And last one is the angularity of a three-dimensional purpose. So angularity, which exercises the controls on the deviation of a surface, axis, or plane from the angle described in the design specifications. So the symbol can be seen as like this. So the angle between the two different lines, that is the two deviated lines, can be seen by the angularity position. And these are all the symbolic representation of the geometric tolerances. These are the position. So for the position, we are going to see like this. So a crisscross symbol with a circle in it. This exercises the control on the extent of deviation of the location of a feature from its true position. Next one is the symmetry of lines. So symmetry of lines can be seen like this. So this can be said as the extension of deviation of the median points between two features. And next one is the concentricity. In the before example, we can see the concentricity symbol in the feature table. Next one is the circular runout. That is for the two-dimensional purpose. So it is seen like the one-sided arrow. And last one is the total runout, which exercises the simultaneous composite control on the form, orientation, and location of the entire length of a cylindrical part as it rotates. So these are all the different types of symbolic forms you can see in the geometric tolerances. But in the basic tolerance system, we are using only the unilateral and bilateral tolerance system only. But this geometric tolerance system has also been studied with reference to the industrial purpose. So for the industrial purpose, you have to identify the geometrical tolerances and these symbolic representations. So that is all about the tolerance systems. Types of tolerance systems. In the next class, we used to go to study of standard system, types of standard systems and its applications. Thank you.